Good afternoon, everyone. I'm reattempting today's live. Yesterday did not happen. Today I'm going to be going over the specific movement of a barbell bend over row, and I'll also be showing a substitute with the dumbbell bend over row, whether you have one or two dumbbells. You could also even use a kettlebell. I'll be demonstrating here with my Rogue Alvarez bar. I'm going to adjust the camera so you can see. We are going to be focusing on this movement because it can help build your back, meaning strengthen your backside, your posterior chain, your lats, your spinal erectors, also in terms of your arms, delts, triceps, biceps. We're specifically focusing on the supine grip. So supine essentially is going to be palms facing away versus the traditional grip where the palms facing you. So we're going to rotate it out. So setup position first, you're going to have a barbell or again, dumbbells. I'll show you in a second. Your feet will be between your hips and shoulders. Hands will be right outside your thighs. Your palms will be facing forward like I mentioned earlier. Depending on the type of bar you have, you can see here kind of the knurling and the smooth part, right? So I'm gonna have my hands close to that smooth part. They are on the knurling, but it's close to the smooth part. From here, I'm gonna pick up that barbell. I will probably have load on this barbell, like some plates, but I kept them off so you guys can see. I'm gonna get set up so that my hips are high. I have a slight bend in my knee here still. Back is flat, I'm hinged forward, torso's facing down. From here, I'm gonna keep my back flat as I roll my elbows back behind my rib cage, bringing the bar to my sternum. So as I rotate, think of almost, again, sternum rib cage area, and I come back down. You wanna avoid any kipping or shoulder then arms pulling or kipping motion. So I'm elevated up, I roll back, squeeze my shoulder blades together, return to straight arms. That is the barbell bend over row with the supine grip. If you feel like it's hard to externally rotate your hands and have the palms facing forward, you could also go to a traditional grip, the bend over barbell rows. I like this as it allows you to hit a little bit more of that biceps on your arms. So that is the barbell row. If you're looking to incorporate this into your program, I have a strength and tone program that is dedicated to building muscle, not building fat, building muscle, losing fat. It's also gonna help you give a program in 45 minutes or less. You can check that in the link below. Some ways to incorporate it if you're not interested in signing up would be to add it in as accessory work or a strength training component. So in my workout of the day program and my strength and tone program, I have it either as a functional bodybuilding component or as lifting. Sometimes I'll throw it in as accessory work. So an example would be 8 bent over barbell rows, and then I would superset that with some sort of pull or another type of push. So for example, if I'm doing bent over barbell rows, 8 repetitions, I would then superset that with a press, maybe a single arm press. I like to combine those movements as a pull press. Sometimes I'll do a pull pull or a push push. So it just depends on what I'm programming for, and depending also on what your goals are. But the functional bodybuilding component is designed to help you build some strength, build some muscle, and then help you lose fat. And again, getting in and out of the gym in 45 minutes or less. So check that out if you have any questions. Let's move along to the dumbbell. So if you have a dumbbell, 2 dumbbells, or even a kettlebell, you can do the same motion with this movement. So same setup position with our feet between our hips and shoulders. I have the dumbbells on my floor. I'm then going to extend myself from the floor. If I want to mimic the supine, palms are going to face forward. I'm going to roll the elbows back, bring the dumbbells to my rib cage, pause for a slight second, squeeze the shoulder blades, and then return. Same thing where I'm maintaining that flat spine. You could also do palms face each other, roll back, squeeze the shoulder blades, and then come forward. If you only have 1 dumbbell or 1 kettlebell, you could also do the exact same movement, but again, just a single arm. If I'm doing that single arm, other arms either off to the side or on my rib cage, but I want to think of my inside of my bicep rubbing close to my rib cage where the elbow finishes behind my rib cage and back, bringing the palm close to the body. So again, an example would be maybe I do 8 repetitions with the dumbbell on one arm, then I do 8 repetitions on the other arm, and then I can superset that with, again, a strict press, an Arnold press, a seated press, anything that, again, if you're looking to do a push-pull. But depending on what you want to do, this specifically, again, is focused on that supine grip, which is the palms facing out. You definitely can incorporate palms facing forward, right? Think of other ways you might do pulls like that. So think of like a pull-up from overhead, right? Palms are facing away for a pull-up. For a chin-up, palms are facing you. So you think of training different movement patterns, different ways to adjust and get some variety into your training. I would recommend and suggest training both, right? So the supine grip, palms facing forward, and the traditional palms facing you with the barbell, dumbbell, or even kettlebell. Now, obviously with the dumbbell or kettlebell, if I'm doing single arm, the palm is facing the midline here. So again, just a different way to train it. Highly recommend incorporating different styles into your training versus just doing the exact same thing over and over for years upon years. So again, variety is key. If you guys found this beneficial or liked it, feel free to share with friends, family. Feel free to leave a comment below of what movements you would like. If it's specific to lifting, strength training, maybe conditioning, or maybe even nutrition, please let me know. David, I just saw your comment pop up. Yes, I just answered your question in terms of the palm. So did train both. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. This will wrap up the lives for today. I will have more lives next week starting April 3rd. So feel free to tune in. Feel free to check out the links below for the app and other programs. And if you have any questions, leave me a message or leave me a comment. Thank you guys so much. Have a great Friday and an amazing weekend.